So she's been missing since 17th February 2021. It's quite a bit at this point. Home address is... Can I just type? No. That doesn't even actually type. Oh, yes it does. 71 Timber Street. Age, I'm gonna say 46. Eye color brown. And she's female. Okay, can I put her down as 45? You think 1 year would make much of a difference? Okay, but I'm fairly certain these are accurate. 17th February is when... I mean, we can narrow it down to one less, I suppose. But I feel like it should match by closest, right? And these are relatively close to what it actually is. This is just an elaborate ruse to get my story, isn't it? But sad that this doesn't work. I felt quite proud of actually getting the information. I mean, I'm really not. It's pretty elementary, but either way. Can I now exit out of this? There we go. Let's see if I definitely got this right. 71 Timber Street. Yeah, definitely got that right. Alright, back to Oswald. We've got a few new things. Sacred Circle. This is a conspiracy theory message board. Used to peruse it myself for some fascinating insights. Never pegged Lawrence to be the type. What's with this Jack fella? Explaining glitches with his phone? Should I be worried? I have the same thing. I don't see why you should be. You're in perfectly capable hands, mine. Since you haven't been experiencing much, if you're not. Well, I have. Jack's last words about Larry. He was right about Western Rumblings. Yeah, another mention of the same place. Something tells me this won't be the last either. All roads lead to... Fuck you. I hung up. I'm not getting jump scare again. The call ring was completely off. Do you try picking up next time? Check the call history and see if the number plays back. Fine! But I don't like being jump scared for here.
Shark 1747.
Shark 1747.
Shark 17.
Thank you. Alright. Well, I just got it. Shark 1747. Can we the thing didn't light up when I did that, did it?
Shark 1747. Shark 1.
No, it didn't. Bollocks. Alright, we'll just keep getting you stuff. Here's an email. Good or bad? You tell me. You see, it's puzzling. We did guess correctly. All the fragments do seem to fit together. So it looks like we are getting somewhere. I'm sensing something's not making sense. So why? That's 3 pieces now. And none of them linked to the are there on the phone. They should, but they don't. It's almost like they were never supposed to be in Lauren's phone. The last piece will make sense. I don't know, this one last piece might be 10. I think you're right. I hope you're right. Go get the rest. Well, I've got more. Just stop texting for a second. Also, who's constantly offline here? I'm not offline, she's not offline. It might be worth checking out the email again to see where it leads. Yeah, those are mails. Why do I always have such problem finding this one email? Am I like... Okay, let's finally understand. It's not that one. It's this one. Well, I know it leads here. Either way, keep uploading things. Lauren's concern. Wester Drumlins. Keeps getting back to that, doesn't it? Almost like there's stuff there. Almost like there's evil ghosts there. I don't know about you, but the repeated mention of that place is raising some alarms. Yeah. Definitely. It's likely in this line of work. This is a common factor to reveal a pattern. This place, you should say far away from it. Lawrence told everyone to stay away from it. Seems like selling Lawrence have history of it. Well, here's a more corrupted shit. Well done. Looks like that's the last one. Same as the rest? You guessed correctly. Link to the other pieces, but not the rest of the phone. I'm going to run some algorithms, try to piece them together. This may take a while. I'll go get a tea. Can continue to explore the phone. I'll let you know when I'm done. Well, we found the someone special. Happily married then, our Lawrence. I'm almost certain that this is Nat. Yeah, probably. Precisely to get her forever, he said. If these photos aren't the definition of that, then I don't know what is. But just be sure, could you try finding a name for her? Well, like the full name? I mean, they're married, and her name is Natasha. And his name is Nightingale. So logically, her name would have to be Natasha Nightingale. Alternatively, this is her sister, right? So she might be called Tasha Townsend if she chooses to keep her actual name, given that Isla isn't currently married. Well, all we've got now is this box. The sighting does tell we have some old recorded incidents. The doctor really should be more careful with where they put the time machine. But why was the Van Gogh exhibit when the doctor can meet him in the flesh? Do you know the doctor? No is a strong word. But yes, I've met him. And why is Oscar not continuous? Like, she has to be an actual companion at some point. I've met him a few times. She got to tell through time. No, sadly. The doctor offered me a chance once, but I couldn't take it. I was needed at home. Well, there was the other time too, but then I died. But that's a whole other story. Of course I cannot ask. Oh, you died? Excuse me. Alright, what is he like? I've never met this man in my life. I've never seen anything about him. It's a lot of things. Kind, mad, brilliant, and sad. Sounds fantastic! Absolutely fantastic. You're all fantastic. Well, they tend to show up at the exact same moment when people are in danger and need help. So it's not exactly safe. It's quite a ride. Kind of alien, you see. The Doctor's a Time Lord. What? It's a bit from Gallifrey. Explain to time travel. Sounds a bit pompous. Yeah, this make you wonder though. If everyone's a lord, who do they lord over? Peasants, probably. I don't think that's that incorrect either. I see someone's muting a lot of marks. And we get that we find more evidence of the Doctor. We should look through it later. Can I not do anything else? Yes. I have all of those, but it doesn't give me anything. Did all of that, so keep an eye out for TARDIS. The missing person revealed their age. Well, who did Lawrence report missing on Find Me? Clearly Nat. I find it strange that you don't input the name of the person, but alright. Did all of that. So all I can do now is do the thing I've already done. But if someone's in an update, you'd think I could find it here, but surely this doesn't have to be 100% precise, because otherwise it'd be a terrible website. Well, suddenly I can't go through it anymore. Now here I can. Well, here I can't. That's strange. Fine, we'll go to 18th second. 2021 this time. 21 Timber Street. I'm pretty sure that's correct still. No results found. After clicking about for a bit, I've realized that if we go no, not here. If we go here, open this link, and then go to the bottom where it says it's too late, it's watching me, we can go back to main. And there's like lots of posts there. So I found more stuff to do. Which is great. I love stuff to do. Not doing stuff is very boring. So I'm gonna do stuff. So I'm gonna go top to bottom, eh? Does anyone know about this house? Leading to the article we've already been on. Dark history? That's basically every other place in London. I'd love to hear more stories from people who know the place though. Bruh, have you read it? Get a grip, mate. More likely that the article is out marketing ploy for something out soon. Smart, but nothing I haven't seen before. I used to work Parsons house for my night shift back when I was in uni. This was way back in the early 2000s. The lights would be on sometimes, and I swear I saw a figure moving by the window. There would be music playing too, an old jazzy tune. Come to think of it, I've never heard any footsteps or voices, just the music. That's that the house hasn't a new owner since the 1960s. Scores perhaps? Could be. Place still looks like a wreck. Then, but those statues out by the front garden. God, I hate those. What's wrong with the statues? They were in different positions every time I saw them. It was a cruise of surprise whenever I spotted them somewhere else. Theory, it's part of an underground government experiment lab, or it's where the mob takes care of their victims. It's the only logical explanation. The cover-ups why this hasn't hit the mainstream news. I know it. Curious about all those missing people, do you? Anyone familiar with those cases? Former emergency operator here. It's been years, but I still remember the night when we'd get calls from West Drumlins. We called them ghost calls. Someone dials the line, but all you hear is silence. You think it's a joke, maybe an honest mistake. So you think to hang up, but then this feeling of dread crawls up your spine and settles in the pit of your stomach. You just know something's wrong. It was worse when they did answer. I remember a man saying something was haunting him at the house. His words, not mine. The call cut off before I could press for more. When I sent out a patrol there, they found nothing but an abandoned house. There was no trace of him. Only his car was there. The motor was still running. Hell, they found several other vehicles left there. Some had valuables nestled in between car seats. I found out later that they were connected to a slew of missing person cases in the area. I don't know what's in there, but I never want to find out. Sorry, love, but all this proves some bloke went AWOL. Tell you what, I'll visit the bloody place and prove to you once and all it's fake. Do it, Pix, or you're more of a coward than this lot are. Trust me, shouldn't go there. Sounds like you have a story, friend. For you must know, well, I lost my sister there. She went in, and I never saw her again. So that's my personal experience. Just stay away from West Rumlins. This is us. Again, vague statements won't make me believe you. Not as gullible as the rest, I'm afraid. Sorry to hear about your sister. Must be tough. This is going to sound weird, but I've had dreams of the place too. Dreams of being inside the house. This is long after I stopped passing it. All I can see is a window. I'm looking out at the path where I used to walk home. Sometimes I see myself walking and staring up at the house. Other times, I feel something touching me on my shoulder. It's cold, harsh. Whenever I try to turn around and look at it, I wake up. So I was going to say anything about wasn't going to say anything about dreams, but now that you brought it up, I've had them too. In mine, I'm looking at a phone, an old one with a rotary dial. The handle's in my hand, pressed to my ear. I don't hear anything most of the time, but when something starts breathing the other end, that's when I wake up. Fascinating stuff, guys. Thanks for sharing. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm taking note to never visit West Drumlins. Dreams check out with my government theory. Those lot are always up to something. It's not always good. Okay, first of all, that was a lot of text. Let me get a drink. Secondly, what the fuck you mean government dreams lines up with government? How? The government isn't controlling your dreams. They don't have the technology, so clearly it isn't. So statues. First time post, a long time lurker. I took a whole day to London last spring and took a few touristy pictures at Hammond Square. Mom did a few cheesy poses with the cherub statues, the one near the water fountain. Looking through the picture a few days ago, and the statues look different. It seems to be more than I remembered. And some are facing the wrong way. It sounds crazy, but they were definitely not facing the camera when we took those photos. I know it seems significant, but it's weird, right? Anyone else experienced something similar? That's odd to say the least. Maybe your phone camera malfunctioned, some double exposure mishap? Maybe your memory's just failing. I wouldn't put it past Hammond Square to put another freaky statue into them. Or to have not one. I know what I saw. Can't believe I didn't think of that. I'll check. Another incident? It happened a couple of years ago in the summer. Some drunk hecklers were ganging up on the street performer. Poor fella. He was a living statue, so he wasn't responsive to their taunts. Duh. But then they got rough, started shoving him. One of them took it too far and pushed him to the ground. His body, how to say this, it exploded when it hit the pavement. Shattered to bits like marble. It was a mess of blood, flesh and stone. Chaos ensued, the attackers fled, and people were freaking out at how his body came apart like that. He was dead by the time the medics arrived. I mean, how do you survive an ordeal like that? When they picked him up, they said he was unusually heavy and his skin was hard, like it was cast in stone, but his insides were still fleshy. Human. The news reported that the man had frozen solid overnight, and that was that. I don't believe it for a second. It's impossible, nor hiding something. I'm not sure that was a performer. It's crazy. How come it didn't make international headlines? When I visited, had I known something like that happened? Because it's an urban legend. There's nothing to be scared of in jolly old England apart from like 39 seasons of shit that Def constantly wants to take over the earth. That's one heck of an urban legend. But I think Bat sleeps off the mystery. The statues seem to appear when my camera's on, but they're like AR filters. You know, the ones in social media, but I can't move or manipulate them. They're just there. I don't remember downloading this filter, but sure wish I could figure out how to switch it off. Glad I could help. Have an update. This one's creepy. I tested the filter in different places in my house, including the kitchen. I was making dinner last night when I saw a face protruding from my walls. When I looked closer, it kind of looked like those cherub statues. Checked the other rooms where I tested the filter and there were more faces on walls and floors. What unnerved me most is the giggling I keep hearing. Can you show us? This is some bizarre joke. I don't appreciate it. Why are you still in the house? You shouldn't stay there if someone's coming through the walls. That's what gets you killed in horror movies. Sorry for barging in. Are you still seeing those statues? I've had some experience with things. Please tell me if you see this. You're wasting your time. It's been weeks since they've posted here. Must have been a troll. Well, I feel more like he died. Or he got sent to the past, you know. Weird phone corruptions. Oh, this one we've read, right? Getting the strange stuff. They're watching me. Tales from War. Part 3. This is certainly a fascinating discussion. I'm compelled to continue the thread and share a tale of my own. Now, I'm not a history buff, and I surely wasn't alive during World War II, but what I experienced that day feels like an echo, I suppose, from the Blitz. I was waiting for the last train home, tucked myself in a seat with a book, headphones were full blast. It was normal until I realized that it had been too long before the train arrived. When I looked up, I didn't recognize the platform I was on. It was old, had a different name too. But what was troubling was that it completely filled with people, lined up and seated by the walls or floors, even on the tracks. They were dressed in clothes like you see in period films. No one paid me any mind until I started heading for the exit. People were screaming at me to stay inside, that I'd endanger everyone by leaving. A siren started ringing as I fought through them, drowning out their screams until I felt a rumbling and saw a bright light. That's it. Apparently I'd seemed hypnotized and was staring at the sky, blocking the underground entrance the whole time. I don't know. What do you lot make of it? Whoa, sounds like you went back in time. This doesn't beat I think in my grandmother's reincarnated World War II boyfriend story, lol. Or I think I'm my grandmother's reincarnated World War II boyfriend. Could I ask what the station was? I wonder if it was an old one that didn't make it. It was Walhelm Green. There isn't any station with that name. What if they renamed the station? Could have renovated it since too. Tried to look up anything similar during the Blitz on the Met archives, but I found something else that's equally bizarre. Check it. Please tap on the download button. Download left 1. Sure. Okay. Let's give that a read in a bit. Someone hanging off a barrage balloon? Metal. Funny how the film industry hasn't found this to capitalize of yet. Davis Street attack. Raises questions. The London Chronicle. Mystery woman holds on for dear life. Oh man, this goes all over the history of Doctor Who. This is amazing. London suffered only single isolation and destruction last night. This was like the first season. Well, of the new series. Davis Street attack raises questions. An area by Bond Street station was destroyed by what otherwise not a respite for the capital country. The explosion at Davis Street. Preceding this event, no sirens howled the alert. Patrolling air raid warden Donald Newman, who was in the area at the time. The sound of this explosion. Mr. Newman has been reporting the war effort. The sound was so curious, it didn't come from above and hit the house. It came from within the building. Nothing was dropped. Then the light followed. This wasn't the flash of light accompanies Germany's bomb, you understand. It was brighter, more sustained. It illuminated the whole street for what felt like forever, like time stopped. And then it was gone. So was half the building. No fire, no rubble, no nothing. It wasn't an air raid. This was something else.